好，準時4點，大家好，歡迎嚟到我哋呢個第二集啊，咁樣第一集咧係我之前明到6年嗰年咧就同鄭校長做咗一場啦，就關於呢個Fairview 嘅國際學校嘅，咁有啲父母咧家長咧就問到我哋就講校長咁樣喺個 Fairview 嗰度而家點樣去到大學咧？所以咧喺農曆過年嘅時候咧，我就同鄭校長就計劃咗呢個第二集啦，同大家分享下嘅，關於係點樣去到英國嘅大學啦。咁本身我都係英國大學翻嚟嘅，咁樣嗰陣時我係喺嗰度喺3年啊，好早期噶啦，94年到97年啊，咁我係去咗 Birmingham 嘅，咁咁啱咧，我妹妹咧係去咗呢個 Sheffield 嘅。但係佢又細我3歲啦，咁我翻咗嚟咧，佢就先導佢去嘅，咁我妹都好叻啦，佢都攞到獎學金，咁3年咧就唔使使到一針錢啦，我就冇啦，我就使到好多錢啦，咁樣咧就唔多講啦，咁樣今日咧我都邀請咗我哋一位特別嘉賓啦 ，Anthony。咁 Anthony 咧，而家目前咧就係我哋第二家園 MM2H Association 嘅呢個會長啦，咁近期都好多我哋香港朋友問到關於呢個第二家園嘅事嘅，咁我就諗到最好啦，就邀請埋Anthony 同大家去分享下多少嘅資訊啦。咁呢度我都準備咗幾個問題啦，呢個都係好多香港朋友問嘅，咁樣第一我哋先俾10分鐘時間俾我同 Anthony 去傾下偈先，好，咁樣第一咧就係其實2020年8月嗰陣時無端端大就停止咗啦，咁其實係發生咩事咧嗰陣時Anthony？
係，大家好Mr. Joe 你好，同埋香港嘅朋友好。OK， 講開應該係講7月份開始，我哋嘅第二家園啦就凍結啦，政府就突然間宣布啦。其實有2個原因啦，一個就係因為疫情嘅關係，應該係講好多人都入唔到嚟，咁我申請咗之後咧，佢都係即使要批你都入唔到嚟，咁佢。另外一樣嘢咧，就係佢哋因為之前有 review 過嘅，但係有 review 過，但冇實行。嗰陣時係換咗政府，都冇實行啦。咁之後呢個新政府入嚟之後咧，咁佢哋都想 review 下，稱呢個時間啦，就唔可以入嚟嘅時間。咁佢哋就攞嚟 review 啦。希望啦，我哋真係好希望政府嗰度可以加快速度啦。咁希望就會快啲 resume back 啦，即係可以去抽續翻呢個 program。
係啦。咁其實咧，呢個第二家園都係有成10年咗噶啦。咁早期咧都聽到有啲消息係講係會調整嘅，係咪？嗰啲條件係咪？其實都係啱嘅。就趁個疫情嘅階段咧，政府就而家就停止咗啦，就去調整一下啦。咁第二啦，咁我哋都知道好似係1月份係咪？咁而家 MM2H Association 嗰啲 committee members 都換咗啦，你都係我哋而家目前最新嘅呢個會長啦，係咪？咁係嗰陣時聽講係你哋有見到嗰個 Motek Dato Sri Nancy Shukri 嘅係我哋嗰啲申請者去快啲開始翻可能可以同大家分享下嗰個開會嘅內容咧。
咁嗰陣時應該唔係1月係舊年嘅12月尾。咁我哋寫咗信同我哋嘅部長講話，我哋有見面啦。咁最尾咁部長就有時間叫見我哋嘅新嘅 committee member。咁我哋肯定就係問到啦，幾時可以 resume back 嗰個 MM2H program 啦。咁嗰陣時咧，佢有叫我哋嘅副總監，即係旅遊局嘅副總監，同我哋回答呢個問題。咁佢哋好希望咧，就係3、4月份啦，就因為佢哋其實咧已經做緊嗰個 review， 因為有 consultancy 幫佢哋做一個 review 嘅。咁差唔多做晒咗嘅。咁佢哋就希望3、4月份咁可以重啟呢個第二家園。咁會唔會喺呢個短時期咧重啟咧？我哋真係唔知，因為我哋都而家 呢兩個禮拜我哋都會 follow up with 嗰個旅遊局，咁我哋希望咧都會盡快有呢個消息啦。
咁而家目前啊，對我哋香港嘅申請者，佢哋目前係可以做乜嘢先咧
？OK， 據我哋所知據我所知啦，因為第二家園嘅其中一個，如果冇咩變動嘅話，呢個良民證咧係一定會有用到嘅。咁良民證我所知嘅喺香港而家申請嘅話都需要時間。如果冇記錯，前幾日有人同我講話，而家佢 make appointment 去到4月幾噶啦，咁好誇張下㗎。所以如果有興趣嘅話，咁可以申請呢個良民證，因為良民證雖然有時間嘅個限制啦，但係如果係馬來西亞呢個第二家園喺段時期可以重啟嘅話，咁你就咁啱嗰個時間可以拍住上啦。就唔會浪費太多時間去等嗰個良民證。
係啦。咁近期都有一個香港朋友都係去申請咗呢個良民證先嘅。咁今日佢都喺呢個 workshop 入邊嘅，其實。咁咧，我同阿 Anthony 都有多少嚇到嘅，因為佢淨係排期啊，排期開門啊，都要差唔多成個月啊，呢個仲唔包括等嗰個良民證喎，喺個報告喎。係咪？我睇都需要成2個月半啦。咁針對翻我哋香港朋友咧，如果係有興趣，即係申請第二家園嘅咧，我哋就提議你先去申請呢個良民證先。咁可以直接 message 我啦，或者message Annie 都得嘅。咁咧我就可以推呢個 Anthony 嘅聯絡號碼俾你，就可以同你分享下點樣去做呢一部分先。好嘛？
係，好。
咁佢接落嚟，所以咧呢個就係第2集講緊馬來西亞嘅生活啦。咁接落嚟咧，下個星期我哋都會分享下關於呢個義務啦。咁樣唔該晒你 Anthony 唔該晒。
唔該晒。希望好快見到你哋。
好。OK。嗱咁樣先而家到翻嚟嗰個主題啦。咁主題咧呢個星期6咧都係講緊呢個教育啦。咁樣我相信好多香港朋友係可能未參加過呢一部分，就係講緊點樣入大學啦。OK 嗱，咁樣好多嘅online 嘅 workshop， 大家可能會睇得到咧，就係講緊國際學校嘅。咁我相信呢一次對大家啲資訊咧都非常之重要嘅。咁喺呢度咧，我先介紹下我哋今日2位嘅speaker 啦。咁樣第一位可能大家都認識嘅就係我哋嘅鄭校長啦。鄭校長就係而家 Fairview 國際學校嘅呢個principal。鄭校長你好，
各位香港嘅家長大家好，我係 Fairview International School 鄭校長。
係啦。咁樣另外一位咧就係Dr. Chin。Dr. Chin 咧英文變咗佢就係而家係呢個 University of Sheffield 嘅 Honorary Admission Tutor。咁簡單嚟講咧，就係如果你小朋友想入個大學，你就要去批噶啦。所以非常之重要噶所以咧去批唔批就要睇佢噶啦。OK。所以咧，今日咧Dr. Chin 都會同我哋分享下佢過往嘅有啲經驗啦，同埋同大家分享下有啲資訊啦，關於呢個大學嘅。咁針對翻有啲家長咧，可能就係唔係好清晰。而家喺嗰個國際學校點樣可以去到呢個英國嘅大學？所以今日咧嘅分享咧就係其實係要針對翻呢一部分，好冇？咁樣而家等一等佢哋搞一搞個 PPT 先，好啦。好，Dr. Chin，你好 ，Dr. Chin。
Hello, I'm Dr. Chin. I'm from Sheffield University. I'm very happy to be here. Good afternoon to you. I'm sorry I cannot speak Cantonese very well. I better speak to English.
好，冇所謂。今日咧就有鄭校長幫你翻譯嘅。咁但係我相信好多香港朋友其實都明嘅，係都明嘅。明英文嘅呢個唔係好大件事嚟嘅。咁樣而家等一等鄭 鄭校長嗰度 share 個 PPT。咁今日咧，我哋都鄭校長都邀請咗一位學生，就係Jared Tan 哦。咁 Jared Tan 而家應該係喺英國係嘛
？He is in Sheffield. Our
À.
current student studying engineering.
係啦。So Jared 今日都會同大家分享下佢嘅生活而家喺Sheffield 到底係點樣啊 ？OK 啦嘛，鄭校長
Okay, you go carry on first.
各位香港嘅家長，大家好，我係鄭校長。咁我哋好歡迎今日 Dr. Chin 到 Fairview International School
又有
一個講座嘅。
係去完葡萄牙嘅松係咪
？Sorry 我刪咗佢哋嘅聲先。好，唔好意思。好，
咁首先咧，同大家分享下 IB 課程同其他國際嘅課程有啲咩唔同咧？包括香港嘅 DSE， 包括英國嘅 Cambridge 嘅 A Level 有啲咩唔同咧？同埋 IB 課程有啲咩優勢啊？升學嘅出路有啲喺咩國家係會 more preferred 比較受歡迎啊？優先錄取咧？大家嚟睇下。咁 IB 咧，目前係全世界最大嘅 International Education Network， 響150幾個國家咧，有超過5000幾間嘅 IB World School。咁香港咧都有60間咁多嘅。咁 IB 目前咧就係受到所有頂尖大學嘅優先錄取，包括哈佛啦、劍橋啦，甚至乎係今日我哋嘅嘉賓會同大家分享，就係 University of Sheffield。英國嘅大學都係優先錄取 IB 嘅，點解呢？因為50年前當 IB 設計呢個課程嘅時候，本身就係根據大學所需要嘅人才而設計嘅課程，所以所培養出嚟嘅學生呢，成功嘅畢業率呢係高過其他嘅學生嘅。咁 IB 嘅學生咧進入咗大學咧，表現咧亦都會比其他嘅學生嚟得好。嗱，呢個唔係我哋講㗎，其實係由國際嘅獨立嘅研究機構所得到嘅一個資訊。咁一陣間會分享俾大家嘅。同埋咧 ，IB 嘅畢學生咧，因為 IB 嘅課程係注重響學生嘅國際思維啦，同埋各項嘅技能，比如話 thinking skills。Communication skills、social skills， 所以 IB 嘅學生咧就業嘅機會都會比其他嘅畢業生嚟得高，包括咧佢哋嘅糧銀咧薪金咧都比其他嘅畢業生嚟得高嘅喎。咁呢啲數據係由邊度嚟嘅咧？嗱，大家可以睇到啦 ，HESA Higher Education 嘅 Statistic Agency 係一個獨立嘅機構，根據佢哋嘅研究，咁你睇到藍色嗰個咧就係 IB Diploma， 即係 IB 嘅高中畢業生。咁橙色嗰個咧就係 A level 啦。咁大家咧都要有一個諗法，英國大學應該會比較認可 A level 啦，因為 A level 本身就係 Cambridge 係英國制噶嘛。但係事實上並唔係咁嘅喎。大家可以睇到個數據啦。藍色嗰個咧就 highlight 咗啦。IB Diploma 嘅學生進入英國排名前20嘅大學咧 ，IB 嘅學生係佔更大部分㗎。同埋咧，你會睇到另外一邊咧係 US 嘅，係美國大學錄取 IB 或者 A level 嘅學生嘅一個對比，你都會睇到其實 IB 嘅學生進入美國嘅大學，包括哈佛啦，都會比 A level 嘅學生嚟得高。點解呢？因為 IB 注重咧培養學生嘅思維啦、思考能力啦，同埋協作能力啦，同埋做 project research 研究種種嘅能力。咁你會睇到底下有一個係香港 U， 即係香港大學咧，根據佢哋嘅調查 ，IB 嘅學生咧高達至72.6%進入咗全球排名500嘅大學。嗱，咁我哋話 IB Diploma 咧最高分係45分㗎。咁馬來西亞最高嘅 IB 學校係邊個咧？其實就係依間啦 ，Fairview International School。2020年咧，我哋嘅學生攞到咧45分係滿分啦。咁我哋嘅 average 係37.3，37.3咧係馬來西亞嘅 top one 嘅成績。 37.3響英國嘅 UCAS 嚟講咧嘅分數咧等同於 A level 嘅4個 A stars， 同埋我哋嘅學生咧係基本上個個都攞到好好嘅成績，係 equivalent to 4 A star in the A level， 咁呢個水平係非常之高嘅，同埋 100% 我哋嘅學生都 pass 咗入到啦世界好好嘅大學。咁我哋家長會問啦，咁好嘅學校學費貴唔貴啊？咁馬來西亞除咗 Fairview International School， 其他嘅 IB School 嘅成績又如何呢？咁大家可以睇到 Fairview International School 係全馬來西亞排名第一嘅，總分咧達到37.3。其他嘅學校咧，比如話 Marlborough College 啦、International School of Kuala Lumpur 啦，同埋 Montclair International School。各位可以睇到佢哋嘅學費係比起 Fairview International School 高咗超過 100% 嘅，咁佢哋嘅分數咧其實始終都係 Fairview International School 排響全國第一嘅。咁 Fairview International School IB Diploma 嘅成績咧，唔單止響馬來西亞係 Top 1喎，我哋都甚至乎攞到一個全球嘅大獎。Fairview International School 係 one of the 50 top IB world schools in the world， 全球排名50其中嘅一間學校嚟嘅。咁除咗我哋嘅成績得到咗全球 IB 嘅認可啦，我哋咧都攞到其他全球嘅大獎嘅喎，包括呢一個2021年上個月1月份嘅時候攞到嘅一個大獎，我哋嘅 online teaching and learning 同埋我哋嘅 curriculum， 我哋嘅課程嘅設計攞到咗一個全世界嘅大獎，咁呢個肯定咧係非常之高㗎。除咗我哋嘅學生表現好啦，攞獎啦，我哋全間學校咧，因為個 online 同埋我哋嘅 physical teaching， 我哋嘅 blended learning， 我哋嘅 hybrid model 好成功攞到獎之外，咁我哋嘅校長都攞到獎㗎喎。我哋嘅校長吉隆坡校區總校嘅 Dr. Vincent， 咁咧就啱啱2021年1月份獲得呢個全球大獎，係卓越校長。咁其他嘅咧，包括我哋嘅老師啦，2021年都攞到啦卓越教師獎。Mr. John Harvey 來自英國，響 Fairview International School 已經超過10年㗎啦。嗱，大家可以睇我哋嘅學生啦，除咗頭先我話嘅，我哋嘅 average 係37.3，其實我哋好多學生係超過38分㗎。嗱，呢度咧就有12位學生啦，大家可以睇到佢哋嘅分數高到係43分嘅，滿分45，佢哋攞到43分、42、41。咁佢哋去咗邊度呢？嗱，其中一個學生啦，周永博，佢咧就攞到咗5份嘅 offer 啦，攞到嘅包括加拿大大學啦，包括 Manchester 大學啦、Edinburgh 大學啦，同埋咧其他嘅大學。咁佢攞到啦5個 offer， 最後佢就揀咗去攞英國嘅一間啦。咁你會睇到我哋嘅學生咧，有啲去咗Nanyang Technology University Singapore 呢一間咧，啱咧係受到全球嘅認可，響 Mathematical 嘅 resources 咧，佢嘅排名係全世界第一嘅，甚至乎超越咗 Harvard 嘅。咁我哋好多學生都入咗 King College 啊，同埋 University College London 啦、Canada、Australia。咁由呢度大家可以睇到。IB program 絕對係所有進入大學最好嘅一個課程嘅。嗱，大家可以睇到啦。嗱，我哋話 IB 咁好咯，其實香港都有60間 IB 學校㗎。點解需要過嚟馬來西亞呢？除咗頭先 Anthony 分享嘅馬來西亞大怡家園係一個好好嘅配套，咁大家可以睇。學費上嚟講咧，小學、中學到大學預科，馬來西亞 Fairview International 嘅學費等於香港嘅50%咋，我哋平咗香港大概50%嘅。但係有一個最攞命嘅咧，就係香港嘅 IB 學校間間都要求債券，而且係天價嘅債券，200萬至800萬嘅。咁嚟到馬來西亞 Fairview， 你唔需要買債券，你嘅200萬、800萬可以係同阿 Mr. Dale 小張買層豪宅嚟住嘅。
係啊。
好，咁我哋咧就
好頭先咧鄭校長就分析咗啦，咁樣呢個係以 IB 對申請去英國嘅大學或者係第啲國家嘅大學嘅呢個優勢啦，所以大家如果個小朋友係以 IB 嘅方向咧，我覺得呢個係非常之好嘅咁樣第二啦。最接落嚟，我哋想問啦，就係可能 Dr. Chin 可以同我哋分析下，而家咧目前最熱門呢個嘅課程同埋排名呢個 University of Sheffield 喺全球。
Oh, hello, I'm Dr. Chin here. I'll tell you something about University of Sheffield and the popular options for international students. Briefly, I will introduce myself, what I've been doing for the past 50 years or so, and then go through why the university actually values very much IB diploma students. The two most popular faculties are engineering and social sciences. Then I'll go on briefly about the costs, the tuition fees, boarding fees, the work opportunities to offset some of the costs, and finally the scholarships. Now, before I start, Sheffield is actually geographically in the center of England. Right? It's about 200 miles from London. By train, it's about 2 hours. But the quickest way to get to Sheffield is the Manchester International Airport. It's about 1 hour direct from the airport, Manchester Airport, to Sheffield city center. So it's very convenient for traveling both locally within England and internationally. Let's miss a few slides. Now, Sheffield, as I'm sure you know, has always been known for its industries, especially steel and iron making. Right? Now, the heavy industries is still very important. Right? It's one of the largest steel forging forge masters, but also is the most advanced manufacturing center in the country. Right? There's an advanced manufacturing center belonging to the university that has been funded by Boeing, Rolls-Royce, and so on. Now, the Sheffield University, we have 5 faculties: arts and humanities, engineering, medicine, related health sciences, and social sciences. So in fact, it's one of the few comprehensive universities. We teach and research in almost every subject. I think the only one that we don't do is pharmacy. The university belongs to the Russell Group. Now, the Russell Group is an organization representing 24 research-intensive universities in England. So it represents the most research-intensive and research-led universities. In terms of international ranking, the QS in this year, current year, places at 97th, and the Times is about 117th. So we have been around the top 100 for a long time. Right? But in terms of students, not only this research and teaching ranking, but also in terms of getting employment, it is the #1 in the North for graduate employment. That's according to the Times and Times Higher Education. Right? In terms of student experience, our students' union has been voted by the students as the best in the country now since 2017. It's also, in terms of learning experience, the National Student Survey is a survey for all the final year students in the English universities and colleges. So Sheffield is ranked by the students as the second best for learning experience. In terms of our academic staff, we have 6 Nobel Prize winners, or Nobel Prize winners who have worked in Sheffield University before. In terms of subjects, now we can pick and choose different rankings. Right? So these are just some examples of Times Higher Education. That's how they rank most of our teaching departments as among the top 100 in the world. The Guardian is another newspaper in the UK. They rank the universities differently from the Times, and they rank these 5 departments particularly highly in Sheffield University. Now, in terms of entry qualifications, Ms. T has told you about the advantages of IB diploma. Sheffield being an English university, the entry qualification is based on A levels, but it always values the IB diploma very highly. How do we value that? The university provides special scholarships for IB diploma holders. And it is the only international scholarships with its own it's the only international qualification with its own scholarships. Now I'll tell you more about that later. So for IB diploma holders coming to Sheffield University, they actually have more chances or more scholarships available to them than the students with other qualifications. Now, it's not going, okay. Now, in terms of the faculties, most of our international students are in two faculties, engineering and social sciences. So for engineering, and I'm from engineering, by the way, mechanical engineering, we have almost all the engineering that you may want to study. Right? From the 3 conventional, the civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics, right, to the interdisciplinary engineering. Right? So the bottom 3, for example, aerospace engineering, bioengineering, these are taught by a combination of departments you see in the top half of the slides. Right? So for our students, engineering students, they actually have a wide variety of choices. And for their final years, they could choose options from any of these departments. Now, the 2 particular options that I would like to highlight, right? So engineering degree with a year in industry. So in the penultimate year, that's usually after studying 3 years of engineering, the student may take 1 year to work in industry. And the university department will help them to find placements for the whole year. And that 1 year will be recognized in their degree certificates. So we say for mechanical engineering, right, master of engineering with a year in industry. They may do the year in industry in the UK or overseas. And this is an option that is increasingly popular with the students. But the other option, which I personally would favor, if I were applying for engineering now, this is the one I would choose. This is the one with a year abroad, principally, mostly in North America. So the first 2 years, they study in Sheffield University. If they get the right kind of results, they may go to study 3rd year with our partner universities. So for example, that is Toronto. We have partnership with Toronto University. Our students may study 3rd year there, take the exams there, and their results will be counted towards their degree. And then in the 4th year, they return to Sheffield to complete their degrees. So the 4-year degree program, they study in 2 different universities in 2 different continents. I'm sure you can see how this may enrich their learning experience, how they may widen their networking, their friendships, and so on. This is one I personally would prefer. social sciences seem to be missing. Right? Now, the two particular facilities that I would like to highlight, these are 24/7 facilities for the students, open 24/7. Right? One is Diamond, it's mainly laboratory and lecture theaters. Right? The other one is our library, or called the Information Commons. Right? It's also open all the time. In particular, the students are proud to tell their parents that they can go to the library on Christmas Day. Right? And they have cafes and so on, including showers, so that especially during or before the exam times, a lot of students will spend all the time in these facilities. Quite a few slides are missing. Right? Quite a few slides are missing. Sorry. All right. Now we come to the cost. Right? In terms of fees, for the year 2021 entry, that's starting from September entry, the fees will start from 19,000 for students studying arts and social sciences to about 25,000 for those doing engineering and sciences, that is the subjects requiring laboratory facilities. Right? Now the fees are fixed in the first year of entry. So it's a 4-year course. You'll know that the fees to pay in the first year will be the fees to pay in all the rest of the years. And the fees may be paid in 4 installments. Now for medicine and dentistry, the fees are obviously much higher. The cost of living, the UK government, UKVI, would specify that you need to show the ability to pay just over £1,000 outside London. For London, I think it's about £13,000. Right? So for a 9-month undergraduate degree program, you expect to spend about £9,000. My students in Sheffield, they tell me that you actually can spend much less in Sheffield. According to a survey by a bank, I think it's about 5 years ago, Sheffield City is the cheapest city campus in the UK. Right? Now, one student told me they can spend as little as £6,000 for 9 months in Sheffield. Right? But obviously that depends on personal lifestyle. Right? For accommodation, the university obviously provides accommodation on a 41-week or 51-week contract. 42, right? 42-week contract is mainly for undergraduates. The other one is for postgraduates. Right? So there are different types of accommodation. There's a deluxe, there's ensuite, and so on. Right? So the cost depends on which type you choose. Right? But the price will range from $3,400, that's for a 42-week contract, right, to nearly $8,000, $9,000, that's for a postgraduate living with their family. Now, the main thing about university accommodation is that it's all inclusive. Right? It covers insurance, internet, but most importantly, the university security service will also be there to make sure the students are safe. And the university also provide mentor, there's a senior students to look after the younger students. This may not be the case. Private, sorry, the private accommodation, right, the slide seems to be missing. The private accommodations, there are 2 types. Right? There's the link houses, about 15 to 20 minutes walk from the campus. They are cheaper, from about £65 a week. And then there are the private apartment blocks, very close, in fact, next to the campus, that's from about £100 a week. But they may not cover all these expenses like utilities, insurance, and internet. For first year students, I always say that they should stay in university accommodation. I think about 95% of the first year would choose the university accommodation because that's where they will make new friends. And making new friends is one of the best things for university students. And most of them would look for private accommodation for second and third year to share with these new friends. If you go to private accommodation straight away in the first year, you may have far less opportunities to make friends. That, I think, is a serious disadvantage. So for new students, I always say that choose the university accommodation. You'll be in a place where there are 2,000-3,000 new students all eagerly looking for new friends. Now, to offset the cost of studying and staying in England, right, the students are allowed to work. Right? So during the term time, they are allowed to work 20 hours a week. Right? And during vacation, they can study, they can work full time. Right? I think from my experience of teaching these students, working in the first year is a useful experience. But working part-time in the final year will be harmful to their studies. So as I always advise my students, right, if they wish to work during vacation. Right? But during the final year, they should not be doing work at all other than their studies. Right? The university provides this job shop, to help the students to find the part-time employment. Now, there is a minimum wage set by the government. So if a student gets a job from this job shop, they can be sure that they will get at least the minimum wage. They'll be sure that the working conditions would meet the legal requirements. Now, after graduation, now the government allows the graduates to work for 2 or 3 years on this graduate work visa. I think if they keep the work for 5 years, they are allowed to apply for permanent residence. This new scheme will start from this summer, from June 2021. So some of the details are still not known, but basically, international students on a Tier 4 visa will be allowed to work in the UK after graduation. So the university has a career service which will help the students to look for permanent jobs. Right? Not only notifying them vacancies, but also help them to write their CVs, help them with the interviewing skills, especially telephone interviews. Quite a number of my students have found that they are, I would say, unprepared to talk about themselves over telephone. Right? They have been preparing for face-to-face interview, but on telephone, right, they will need some training, and a career service provide that training. Okay. Now,
Okay.
scholarships.
Thank you, Dr. Chin. Maybe let me chip in for a while. Before you talk about the scholarship， 其實頭先Dr. Chin 就同大家分享咗啦，咁呢個大學嘅呢個學費啦，宿舍嘅費用啦，咁我哋嘅小朋 友仲可以揾兼職喎，咁其實咧以我之前過往嘅經驗咧，咁 Dr. Chin 講嘅分析咧係啱嘅。我記得我第一年咧，其實都係住緊呢個大學嘅宿舍嘅。咁其實真係識到好多嘅人啦，非洲嘅人我都識到啊，真係我哋咁啱係住緊同一個單位。咁一個單位入邊咧，嗰陣時咧係有4-5間房嘅。咁咧就有個大嘅 kitchen 啦，大家就可以共用嘅。咁其實我係第2年咧，我先搬出去自己租間屋，同當地嘅鬼仔我哋叫鬼仔啦，當地嘅 British， 其實我哋係4個人去租間屋嘅。咁呢個係我自己自己嘅preference 啊，我就唔係好中意又侵翻亞洲嘅人啦，所以我第2年同第3年咧，其實我參咗好多當地嘅 British 咁其實去到一個國家就想了解一下佢嘅文化啦，想了解下佢哋點樣生活啦，係咪？咁我呢個係我自己嘅 preference 啫，因為我睇到有啲就喺馬拉嘅過到去到嗰度又係侵翻啲馬拉嘅人，咁其實都好似冇乜學到嘢啦，咁同我自己嘅 preference 有少少唔一樣嘅。嗱咁樣再接落嚟啦，Dr. Chin 會同我哋分享下，咁樣因為咧。聽講呢個 IB 咧 ，OK 係有同呢個大學咧有個特別嘅呢個獎學金嘅，就針對翻我哋 Fairview 嘅學生嘅嚇。好，嚟 Dr. Chin。
The university provides 2 types of scholarships. One is competitive, that's for the best students. The other one is automatic. So the first one, we have 5 scholarships worth 50% of the fees for IB diploma holders. The other one, we have 50 scholarships, also worth 50% of the fees for the 50 best students, international students coming to Sheffield in that year. So for IB students, you have 2 chances of getting a 50% scholarship, either through this one for IB diploma holders or on the merit scholarships. Now for engineering students, the fees is about £25,000, so 50%, it is about £12,500.
Wow, this is very interesting. In fact, I just took a photo. I'm going to send to my son as well. You know, he's starting A level soon, so I'm going to show him this one and ask him to get this scholarship then.
Yes. A level students only has 1 chance of getting the 50% fee award through the International Merit Scholarship. IB students can have both, either one, right?
Okay. So the chances is more for the IB students, right?
More chances for IB students.
Okay.
Yes. So now this one is automatic, right? Yes, you don't have to apply. Once you get a place confirmed in Sheffield, you will be awarded, say, £2,000 off your fees if you study arts or social sciences. Or if you are doing sciences and engineering, you get £2,500 off your fees. Right? So once you confirm your place, you'll get this off your fees. Right? Obviously, to maintain these scholarships, we will want you to remain excellent. So if you score 60% in your first year, you will have these scholarships in the second year and the third year. Right? But this is automatic. Now, but if you also do engineering, there's yet another scholarship for you. The engineering faculty provides this special scholarship, additional scholarships that's on top of the merit awards or the automatic scholarships. Right? If you get excellent results, that is better than our entry qualification, we will award you from £1,000 to £3,000 depending on your results. Right? That's for your first year. Right? So for IB, our entry qualification is 36 points. If you come in with 38 points, we will give you another £1,000 scholarship off your fees. Now, if you get, I think, 40 points, 40 or 42 points, I got to check, but you get another £3,000 off your fees. So for engineering students coming to Sheffield, if you get the merit award and this £3,000, you may have £15,000 off your fees out of a total of £25,000. That is about 65% of your fees. So that is, I think, one of the highest fee awards for undergraduate students in a British university. Okay.
Wow, very good, very good, very exciting 咁好啦，咁而家大家再愛多啲了解嗰個獎學金嘅咧，咁樣你哋可以直接聯絡我或者聯絡 Annie 啦。咁而家有少少時間咧，我哋就先介紹一位同學而家係喺Sheffield 大學嘅，就係Jared Tan 啦。鄭校長有咩補充下冇？
係各位香港嘅家長，咁我哋有位學生咧就係 Jared Tan。佢係 Fairview International School 由小學啦讀到中學啦到 IB Diploma 嘅，咁係我哋學校嘅 one of the top scorer， 咁亦都攞到啦獎學金，而家咧就向 University of Sheffield 讀緊書啦。咁今日我哋好榮幸咧邀請咗阿 Jared Tan on live 同大家分享佢響 Sheffield 嘅大學生活啦，佢嘅生活見解啦，佢嘅成長啦，佢嘅成就啦。咁我哋而家有請 Jared Tan。
Yeah, so I'd like to first greet everyone good afternoon. Thanks Mr. Teo and Ms. T for organizing this event. And hi Dr. Chin. Dr. Chin was actually the guy who tipped me into going to Sheffield. I met him 4 years ago at a education fair, and he promoted Sheffield really well to me, and that's why I'm here today and graduating this year as well. So I'd like to start by saying that, I am Jared Tan. I'm studying a degree in biomedical engineering, like a master's in biomedical engineering, and I'm an IBDP graduate of 2017 from Fairview. So I'd like to start off with a quick summary of my time in Fairview. So I finished Fairview with a score of 38 out of 45, which granted me the merit scholarship that Dr. Chin was talking about before. And I did subjects in physics, chemistry, mathematics at higher level, English, Mandarin, and economics at standard level. And aside from these 6 core subjects, we also had an additional subject called Theory of Knowledge, which I'll go into more in depth later on how it helped me in my university life later on. And so on top of the various classes that we also had a lot of opportunities to plan, organize, and run several events. And this basically just imparted knowledge on how to manage my time, organize events, work in a team, all skills that are really important in both university and in the work life. So some events include, like this top picture here was me running a leadership camp for years 6 to 11, where I basically imparted knowledge I learned from the IBTP program. And other events included running a massive talent show, which spanned over participants from 4 different schools. And aside from those events that we planned, the Fairview actually organized expeditions for us to go on. So we actually had opportunity to travel to Chiang Mai, Thailand, where we had opportunity to interact, learn, and experience the culture of Thailand. And this basically allowed us to develop skills, meeting and interacting with people who do not necessarily speak the language that we learn, like that we speak. And this helped us basically develop different forms of communication, be it gesturing or so on. It just basically allowed us to learn different skills that are very useful that I find in my university life right now, especially being at Sheffield, where there is a large group of various individuals from various backgrounds. Aside from these things, Fairview also offered the opportunity to actually stay on campus. And this was what I did. I stayed at the campus itself at Fairview during my time doing the IB. And this was also a very fun experience because, well, we had all your friends staying in the same campus. We had weekly sports events, weekly food gatherings and stuff, which was a really unique experience that I think most schools don't provide. And it was probably one of the best memories I had of Fairview. And combined with all the events that I've planned and run, with the opportunity to stay on campus and travel overseas during my time at Fairview, it basically gave me this sense of independence that really translated well when I moved to the University of Sheffield and moving overseas. So I'd like to just talk a bit about my time at Sheffield as well. So from all the experience I had from Fairview, learning all the different skills, gaining all this different knowledge that actually helped me integrate well into the UK and Sheffield. If I were to describe my time at Sheffield in one word, it would just be eventful. It was just filled with wonderful events, wonderful memories that I could not have had the opportunity to do if I did not had the knowledge I had from doing IB. So from the moment I arrived, Sheffield being a very safe country, a very safe city, I was warmly greeted by a community, new friends, new society, everything was there, ready to take me around, show me the city itself. Then it went off into the society fair where you had the opportunity to basically expand your skills. You can join clubs and societies from various things, such as from arts and crafts to taekwondo to trampolining to various cultural societies as well. Then you get to share your experience with other people. This was me sharing my Malaysian culture to other individuals in the University of Sheffield. And obviously, Sheffield being a university, they are also known for their manufacturing capabilities, labs, and stuff that you can learn. So I had the opportunity to work in workshops where I had to prototype my own device and designs, where I had the chance to actually work hands-on on using different tools like laser cutters, 3D printers, power drills, and so on, with guidance from the university staff. And something that Sheffield offered was this event where we had the opportunity to work and design a solution to a real-life problem and pitch it to an industrial expert. So we were able to interact very closely with industrial experts to get opinions from them and basically honing in our skills to design and become a better engineer in the future. And obviously, being a university, we had different events as well. We had to plan, run, and just experience various events. Some events includes this, the one at the bottom right is the Malaysian's cultural show, where we held this massive concert to showcase the Malaysian culture to the individuals at Sheffield. And we had other sports games as well. We had opportunity to go over to, say, Leeds, Manchester to compete in various sporting events. It was a very eventful time at Sheffield for me. And I think I'd like to point out the two biggest things that I loved about Sheffield and studying here overall. The first being seeing your works come to life. Being from an engineering background, like studying engineering at the moment, you had the opportunity to, design your own products, to find a solution to a problem. Then you get to design it on software, evaluate it, and then finally manufacture it. You can be able to see your works transform from paper to actual physical product and see how it works and evaluate it further. Aside from the technical educational side of university, the second best thing I had at Sheffield was friends. Basically meeting people, experiencing cultures from various backgrounds, traveling to different places within the UK and in Europe as well, and participating in various games, going off to play frisbee, competitions, and so on. And I think one of the best things here is just experiencing and meeting people from various backgrounds. I have friends from all over Europe, which basically taught me a lot about their culture, as well as learning what they are like, how they think, and so on. And it's just been a very great time overall in Sheffield for me. So now I'd just like to draw some compare and contrast between IB and my time at university. So basically, IB, you have a good balance between theoretical, exam-based work and assignments. And this basically, IB prides itself on being a majority independent work. So basically, they do not spoon feed you as much as what other courses would do. They want you to be more independent. They want you to take charge of your own learning. And this translated very well into university, where the lecturers will just give you a taster onto what you are expected to learn, and they expect you to go more in depth and do your own research into that certain topic. And IB, having trained myself how to perform this research, to help me build my understanding by myself, it worked very well at university, allowing me to, carry on my work with ease. And I think IB is quite good as well, because if you are someone who does not know what they want to study or what kind of career they want to pursue in the future, IB has the opportunity for you to research and try various fields. So you're able to try like science, social science, maths, languages. You get a whole range of subjects to try. While in university, you are able to narrow down onto the subject that you prefer, where you can do more in-depth research into your field. And both IB and university are very practical and theoretical heavy. So having the opportunity to do all this work with some guidance in IB really helped my time at university. And one of the most important things that I find that IB trains me for university was doing a subject called Theory of Knowledge, where it trains you to formulate solutions and ideas and arguments and articulate them to the audience in a concise manner. And this was really helpful because university, they expect you to do a lot of presentations, a lot of report writing, a lot of this argumentative pieces where you to get your point across in a concise manner. And having done IB, I was able to formulate ideas in a very clear and concise way, write reports in step-by-step manner where people are able to read it and understand it with ease. Where I found that most of my friends who came from the A-level background, they were not able to do that quite easily. They often came to me for help on how to write a report. So I found that IB was really beneficial in that sense. And between both IB and university, it definitely pushes you out of your comfort zone. With IB, having a little bit of guidance from your teachers and peers, it makes it easier for you to further go over your limits at university and really achieve well in life. And finally, the mix of both IB and university is that it's not all about studies. IB really prides itself on having a good balance between studies and enjoying yourself. And university is the same thing as well. You have the opportunity to go out, explore while managing your studies as well. This is why I think that IB is university condensed down into a small 2-year course with some guidance. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Okay, thank you, Jared. Thank you. It should be 9 a.m. now in UK, is it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, thank you for waking up early and share some of your thoughts and your situation in UK now. If there's any question from the parents, we will collect that and we'll probably send that to Annie. Okay. Thanks again, Jared. Trang校長，你嗰邊有咩愛補充下冇？
咁我就邀請香港嘅家長有啲咩問題，我哋嘅學生 Jared T 咧好難得今日咧就由英國連線過嚟嘅，咁各位家長想了解多啲英國嘅生活啦，包括 IB program 點樣可以幫到佢啦，咁家長可以同我哋嘅學生 Jared T 多多交流嘅，我哋歡迎各位家長提出你嘅問題啊。
Annie, you want to read out the question? It's at the message box.
係呢度咧就有一個問題，佢話你好，想知道其實喺英國都有好多一流嘅大學，咁比起其他大學 ，Sheffield 最大嘅優勢係啲乜嘢咧？
Sorry, can you translate that for me? I can't really read or understand Chinese.
佢話就係話咧，喂，聽唔聽到？ 呢個睇可能鄭校長同埋Dr. Chin 嚟解釋應該會比較適合少少，即係話英國都有好多嗰啲一流嘅大學，但係 Sheffield 最大嘅優勢係啲乜嘢？
Yes, you are right. England or UK has many good universities. Right? That's why 24 of the best, they come together to form Russell Group to indicate because they have the same aim, they have the same quality. Right? They want to be excellent not only in teaching but research. And these are also the universities which are usually much older. Right? So Russell Group universities will be the ones who indicate a certain quality. Okay. Now, in terms of learning experience, right, how good Sheffield is, you may look up the National Student Survey, and you may talk to the students to find out how they rate their universities. So in terms of quality, Sheffield being a member of the Russell Group, I think you can be at least be sure that it is amongst the best university in the UK. How good it is, it depends, I think at undergraduate levels, you can be sure that they are more or less the same, I would say. So long as they've been ranked the top 10 in engineering or top 10 in whatever subjects for the last 10 years or so, you can see that they have consistent quality. Really, for a student's point of view, I would say that leaving aside Cambridge, Oxford, Imperial College, UCL, these are the Golden Triangle universities. The Russell groups will be the next best. And for which particular one you want to go to, you want to think about what kind of campus life you want your children to have. A city campus, a campus away from the city, or do you want to have your kids in a very busy city like London, or in a smaller city, or even a town? Right? They all offer different kind of learning experience. Right? But in terms of learning, teaching quality, right, I think you want to be looking at their ranking. So long as they are in the top 20 or 30 universities all the years, I don't think actually there's much to choose from. The difference is actually quite small. What you have to be thinking about is what kind of campus life you want your children to have. Okay?
好，咁我呢度咧就補充下啦。頭先家長問 University of Sheffield 有啲咩優勢啊？咁我可能呢度講少少咧，就係 Fairview 嘅學生讀咗 IB Diploma 到進入 Sheffield 有啲咩特別嘅優惠咧？除咗頭先 Dr. Chin 所 share 嘅 IB 嘅學生咧，響 Fairview 獲得更多嘅機會可以獲取獎學金。咁仲有咧，仲係 before 我哋嘅學生咧。甚至乎考試之前咧 ，Dr. Chin 都會定期過嚟我哋嘅學校，俾我哋嘅學生各種嘅 workshop 啦、講座啦，同埋 career talk， 即係話由點樣準備你嘅 personal statement， 到你點樣去 apply university， 到你點樣寫 interview 啊、reports 啊，咁 Dr. Chin 咧都會定期過嚟同我哋分享嘅。所以我哋嘅學生咧就係、甚至乎未考試之前已經做好咗全面嘅準備啦。包括頭先阿 Jared Tan 咧有 share 嘅 Fairview 嘅 IB Diploma， 除咗係響你嘅 knowledge 同埋 skills 準備學生進入大學，其實我哋都有好多嘅 activity， 包括頭先阿 Jared Tan 頭先分享嘅有 international expedition 啦，有好多嘅 activities 啦、sports 啦，同埋我哋嘅 boarding， 我哋嘅 school boarding program 都俾學生咧好多嘅機會及早準備進入最好嘅大學。多謝。
好，呢度我補充翻少少。Dr. Chin, there's a question. This one is in English, so I can read it. Does the uni offer any businesses or or commerce degree, and how does it rank compared to other unis?
So our social sciences faculty will have department management, economics, business studies, right, and law. Now the management department, they have the triple credit rating. They've been rated highly by 3 international organizations. That is also one of the popular departments for international students, especially those from Malaysia, China, I think Hong Kong as well. Right? The other one is the law department, right, and architecture in the faculty. Right? But yes, we have degree programs, business studies, business management, accounting, finance and management. These are the degree programs that we run.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. 頭先大家都有問到啦，咁其實我本身咧頭先有遲參加嘅可能唔知啦，其實我妹妹都係Sheffield 大學畢業出嚟嘅，咁我本身咧就去咗 Birmingham 咁咧其實我都好多朋友喺倫敦嘅，咁我本身自己嘅睇法咧，除咗嗰個學校嘅呢個排名啦，真係我緊邊一個city 都係好重要嘅。OK， 嗱咁樣你叫我每個月落去倫敦 Birmingham 去到倫敦都係2個小時啫，係咪搭火車？但係咧，你叫我嗰度長住咧，我就覺得咧就唔係咁理想啦，因為第一佢嘅 cost of living 就偏高啦，係咁樣加埋咧佢嘅人流咧真係好多咯，咁樣我喺 Birmingham 咧，佢都係屬於成個英國 second largest city，咁樣其實我覺得咁樣嘅生活對我哋同學嚟講其實我覺得更加舒服咯，好啦，我哋睇下仲有咩問題啦，因為我仲有少少嘅時間。By the way, is this talk many about okay, what are the advantages of studying at Fairview before entering Sheffield?
嗱，除咗頭先Dr. Chin 講嘅啦。Sheffield 大學咧會俾 Fairview International School IB Diploma 嘅學生特別嘅獎學金啦，仲有好多嘅 career coaching 咧。我哋咧 Fairview 響馬來西亞有5間校區，我哋響英國嘅 Scotland 都有一間校區，同樣係提供 IB 嘅課程嘅。所以學生咧可以選擇過嚟馬來西亞讀1年啦至2年啦，然後咧可以銜接到我哋嘅 Fairview International School 英國嘅校區。咁我哋嘅英國校區咧就係坐落響 Scotland 啦，一個非常之美麗、寧靜同埋非常之安全嘅一個城市。就好似阿小張頭先話啦，住響 Scotland 咧，其實環境靚啦，安全得嚟咧，生活費會相較嚟講比起 London 會係更實際嘅，同埋學生可以 more concentrate 響佢哋嘅 study。所以我哋嘅 program 咧就可以安排學生及早去到英國。盡快融入同埋適應英國嘅文化啦、傳統啦，同埋咧都可以提早響英國嗰度校區識咗一班英國嘅 Fairview 同學仔啦，然後咧就升入英國嘅各大學，包括 Top 20，同埋咧 Sheffield 咧都係英國 Top 10嘅。所以我哋咧長期就有呢啲所有唔同嘅配套啦、唔同嘅選擇啦，可以適應所有嘅香港家長嘅需求嘅。
好啦，咁時間都差唔多噶啦，咁樣我最尾補充翻少少咧，其實頭先聽到 Dr. Chin 嘅分析咧，我覺得最尾最重要嘅咧就係呢個大學咧，佢有幫到同學真係去準備去揾工 ，OK， 我覺得呢個係好重要。咁樣我冇記錯嗰陣時，我自己嘅大學都冇做到呢部分，係咪？咁樣。喺大學同出嚟社會係完全唔一樣嘅世界嚟嘅，係咁樣真係個大學真係好貼心，都準備埋呢一步驟，點樣真係侵入呢個社會，點樣去揾一份你自己中意嘅工，係咪？因為有時咧叻嘅人咧，佢唔一定叻講啊嘛，係咪？佢 interview 又唔過喎，係咪？但係咧，就唔等於佢唔叻嘅喎，係咪？但係真係社會同埋呢個大學嘅生活咧，係完全唔一樣啦。好啦，咁樣我哋嘅時間就差唔多啦，咁樣今日咧就好多謝我哋嘅 Dr. Chin，多謝同埋我哋鄭校長同大家分析得好清楚。咁對家長仲有咩疑問嘅咧，你可以聯絡我或者聯絡 Annie。 Here I also want to thank Jared Tan for again waking up very early and join us today on a Saturday. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe wherever you are. You are in UK, where you are KL, or you're in Hong Kong. Okay, thank you.
小張，咁我仲有多一點補充嘅，因為咧我哋 Fairview International School 頭先阿 Jared 聽都有講開，我哋有 International Expedition 嘅，所以我哋 Form 5嘅學生咧，我哋會安排佢哋去到英國嘅，所以去到英國咧，除咗係體驗英國嘅文化咧，其實我哋都安排佢哋去 University of Sheffield，所以咧就提早俾學生 Form 5嘅時候就到 Sheffield 嗰度咧去體會下成個 Sheffield 嘅 city 嘅氣氛啦、環境啦，同埋咧去到 University of Sheffield 會同即係我哋嘅大學嘅學生咧，同埋我哋嘅 alumni 啦，同埋教授啦、講師咧進行學術上嘅交流嘅，所以學生可以提早去到 Sheffield， 去到 University of Sheffield 體驗體會，同埋咧及早激發佢哋嘅嗰個信心同埋興趣，同埋咧 keep 佢哋嘅 hard work in study 考到好成績。
好啊，咁樣呢個對個小朋友就好啦，佢可以感受下嗰度嘅生活到底係點樣嘅先好啦，咁樣時間真係到啦咁樣好多謝大家，有乜嘢疑問嘅可以直接聯絡我或者聯絡 Annie。OK，thank you very much everyone，拜拜。
多謝，拜拜。
多謝大家今日嘅出席。如果有任何嘅疑問咧，可以通過我同埋仲係小張咧，做更加深入嘅諮詢嘅。咁希望你哋歡迎你哋就係私信我哋啦。唔該晒大家今日嘅出席，唔該晒 Miss C， 唔該晒 Dr. Chin， 唔該晒 Mr. Jill， 仲有大家嘅出席。
Thank you very much. Special thanks to Jared Tan. You did very well. We are very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will end the meeting now. Thank you everyone.